I could start these videos anywhere, including in the crazy places I intend to explore. But I really don't know any better way to set the mood than here engrossed under our desk lamp, writing about our previous adventures, listening to that music box. It sort of reminds me of Kingdom Hearts. It's got that sort of nostalgic, fantastical element, and yet it takes place in such a bland world as this, presumably ours. It seems like a sad life, but we're the ones who get to escape and see these things. Even like everything else, our situation is in the eye of the beholder. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Yume Nikki. And while I'm sure there is plenty to explore, and I'm not closing myself off to the idea of doing more in the future, we are going for what I didn't even know this game had, which is an ending. Now, this game doesn't tell you how to do this. In fact, it doesn't even tell you that there's an ending at all. This was something that I believe the community had to figure out over time, and it is fairly obscure. And I think the reason for that is because it doesn't want you working towards an overall objective besides seeing all you can. Sure, we have the little incentive of finding all the effects, and that does actually play into it, but it's really just another thing that we can do, rather than something that should be taken as a definitive end goal. So that's how I'm going to treat it. The only way we can start finding that, however, is to get our remaining 4 effects, and for that we have to dream. Don't have to ask me twice. Now, the way we do this is something that we actually dabbled in before. The only hint we have is the fact that we can drop our effects on the ground, and I did that earlier, and I kind of thought, okay, but if we're unlimited in the amount of effects that we can carry, then what difference does it even make? Well, I gotta remember which button it was to actually drop these. We did find our bike last time, and some of you guys actually told me that there is an exploit regarding this, involving this chair here. We can basically stack exploits to get really zoom in, so maybe that's something that I'll mess with later. In the meantime, this ride is more than enough of an upgrade, and if we had just started down lower, we could have had this thing the entire time. And maybe it's for the best that on a first playthrough we didn't. It was 5. Okay, so now we drop the frog egg on the ground, and basically what we need is to collect every single of the 24 effects and place them here on the ground. Thank you. So now is where I'm really going to have to start looking for advice, reading comments, reading the wiki, because getting anywhere in particular is going to get real convoluted. Before we do any of that, though, I want to revisit what you guys called the block world. Very interesting how so many of these things have been mapped out and given names solely by the community. Almost nothing is actually named, and really the only things we do have names for are just from game files. I want to find the hat and scarf, the floating ones that have been helping us see the top of these structures. Because you guys told me that there's something real interesting that happens if we use the stoplight effect. Kind of like what happened to the girl in the tunnel. There you are. Isn't it interesting the contrast between when we first started playing and now? How before these seemed like these strange, often intimidating worlds. Now they just kind of become our daily commute, or even someplace comforting and familiar that we revisit on a whim. Okay, we need to grab traffic light. Apparently this actually affects a lot of things. And oops. Why no work? Oh, there we go. Stop. Oh, look at that! We can actually see your full form! You sort of look like the kid from Undertale. I imagine they could be friends. I'm sure there's tons of fan art depicting just that, considering how naturally it came. Look, now we can be hat and scarf buddies! But we can't talk to you. We can get teleported by you. But every time, you'll end up somewhere different. Oh, wait, one of you asked if we can use the toilet as a floating head. Let's try it. Severed head. This would be really funny. A lot of the time, if there is no animation for an effect, you'll just turn back to normal before you do it. Ah, no, it just doesn't work. Wait, can we... we got a little bike bell. Can we sleep in bed? Ah, we didn't get the stairs this time. Yeah, this makes life so much easier, it's unbelievable. There may be something through this door that I can use. Yeah, the more violent imagery. I actually hadn't been back here. And given that this place is full of violent imagery, maybe we should try using the knife on more things? Well, we got a coin. I know there's more. What about the eyes? Ooh, there's a bunch of these things. This is gonna hurt me as much as it hurts you. Maybe not as much. Huh, that's interesting. We stab you and we see blood pouring forth. You don't make a noise. What about you? Can we even hit you? These things move independently. We can block them. And they can be individually destroyed. Indicating that each of these things is actually alive. Its own thing. Well, this one doesn't skip leg day. That joke was low-hanging fruit. Anyway, we need you. You're grabbing for the high fruit. You're an overachiever, and that's why you have to go. You can threaten my position. I don't know what I'm talking about. You kiss me if I normally try and interact with you. I can remove the mouth, but not the eyes. They present as one face. But then you realize they're just separate things floating in unison, which is either a coincidence or a very strange deception. Pair legs. Also stabbed. I'm just making this place emptier for myself, though. I'm making it so that there's less for me to see. And therefore, less for me to navigate with. Whoa. Oh, hey, it's you guys. Can I do anything to you? I can't, sort of indicating that you're not alive to begin with. Maybe you're meant to be separate heads. Hey, maybe I can join you? Yeah, there we go. You know, I'll be honest, I'm starting to think maybe I'm not cut out for this. Let's go back to the... where's the bike? I can never see the specific thing that I'm looking for. Later, taters, I'm out of here. Wait, I actually need you. I actually needed to find you again. One second. Abandon mission for the time being. I can very easily get back here. Why am I even bothering to get rid of this? There was another connection that I wanted to investigate. It's been a couple episodes coming now. These are the things that I'm pretty sure we saw their dried husks in the water leading to the area with the witch effect. I don't really care to hurt you again, but there was another path here. Or was there? No, it just ends. Okay, well, so ends that. Tell you what. Can I hurt you even further? Does the exact same thing. Well, you're much bigger than I, so I guess it makes sense. I don't remember, though, where did all this come from to begin with? We got here through that dimension. That one that is very difficult to navigate, but quite doable with the spirit headband. Actually, if we use the bike in conjunction with the spirit headband, let's do a little bit of freeform exploring here. You'll chase me if you see me. I wonder if I would have time to activate the headband. There's something up here. Where do you lead? Back to here. And straight back to here. So basically, we're going in reverse of where I painstakingly tried to go last episode. No, bring me back. Here's where we're going to use that spirit headband again. You're quite dangerous to me otherwise. Come on, I need you to move downward. Just give me an opening. I don't care which path, I'll take it. Nope. I don't think you'll get me just by touching me, but if I try to interact with you, you will. Out we go. And, I guess back to bike now. Sometimes you gotta wait a while for them to do what you want. Now, I know from following a map last episode that this world does loop, so picking a direction and going won't necessarily always yield results. Oh, hey, buddy! What are you? Greetings, you're like those things we saw mesmerized. But we can't seem to do anything with you. You're in a similar state. And it looks like you're bleeding from the head. Can we stab you? We can certainly try. But once again, it seems like you're much too big. Well, I'll leave you to it then. It's possible you're already a corpse. The kitchen knife is definitely a standout effect. I mean, it's the one that can probably be used the most versatilely, but also it sort of represents violence on our end, which is sort of the opposite of how we experience most things. Oh my god. Hey there. Oh, look at that. We can actually just straight up outrun you now. What a project it must have been to map out this entire game, huh? I mean, to take all those screenshots, to painstakingly stitch it all together. And in the beginning, there would be no maps. It would be very hard to give someone directions on how to find something if you tried, which further adds to the unique experience of it. It almost sort of is like a B3313 before that existed. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if B3313 didn't take a lot of inspiration from this. One of you put it in a comment in one of the earlier videos in this series that there are probably more things that do have DNA of this game than don't at this stage. Yeah, we've just come all the way back around. Oops. You. How can we get to you? The bike makes this so much less painful, you have no idea. Here we are. Can the traffic light actually stop you guys? It does. Now that's good to know. So that can be used as well. Actually, that would have been way more convenient, huh? Just stopping you where I needed you in the tunnels. We're back here to where we have not been in quite some time. The cool thing about this game... Oh, it is so easy to catch you like this. Come on. Actually, you're still kind of faster. We really do need to head you off. The bike makes us as fast as you. That's all there is to it. Alright, you win this round. You won't even chase me on the bike. You won't come get me in bed either. Look, you guard this thing like a sleep paralysis demon. We must be pretty afraid of you and what you represent. Or actually, no. No, you're another smiling one. You're one of the nice ones, like in the igloo world. That's weird. Our nightmare monster watching over us as we sleep in a candlelit abyss, but only the one time. I mean, something that always really interests me is how different factors can take on different roles within a dream. And this is one way that they've expressed that. 9 times out of 10, those things are hostile and will totally ruin your day. But every once in a while, there's one that doesn't chase you, one that seems to be a more benevolent presence, and you just have to wonder why, and why now in this context. We do need to head back to this place, though. So I'm still looking for something. This one is different. Oh, this one has like an eye in its palm. Hang on. Eye palm. Well, this game has always been straightforward in its descriptions. Whoa. Oh, you take us right back here to the Hall of Doors. That's potentially useful. I mean, it's really only one step beyond waking up by pinching. But it works. Can we do it from anywhere in the dream world? We can. That could actually be useful for if we get grabbed by the turkey woman. The search for our next effect takes us back to this dark world. Where we have to go looking for something. I'm actually not sure what. All I know is that we need to get back to the desert that we saw before. But where that actually takes us, who knows? Oh, hey, it's you again. I haven't seen you in quite a while, but you home right in to be my buddy. It's like a dog greeting you when you get home. Maybe they're attracted to the light. Here we are. See, this is where a recurring dream can be a good thing. It allows us to re-experience what was once probably quite difficult, having to arduously make our way through the scorching desert. Now we blaze on through with a bike, although I suppose the first time also had its share of that when we caused the rain to come. Let's look for any ways through. Some of them can be hard to spot like this. We definitely didn't see this before, because I don't remember this music ever. Hey! Having fun, you guys? Wait, is there any way for me to get through and join you? Oh, no. Honestly, part of me out of spite just wants to bring out the umbrella and cause it to rain, but oh, nope, nothing we can do. This is like an Easter egg map in Gary's mod, or like a hidden area, you know? That is so funny, but cute. And I guess something of relief. I mean, levity like this, given how heavy this game can feel at times, is certainly welcome. Look, they've even got donuts and everything. Actually, wait, here's an idea. If we use the stoplight, what effect will that have? You'll freeze, but the music will not stop. Right. My main interest in this effect is seeing if it'll do anything, like, different. Like, maybe the music would change rather than stop. Oh, this is something different too. Wait, there's all kinds of connections here that I didn't even know about. And I spent a long time trying to find them. I guess when I can move as quickly, I'm less averse to going and doubling back. Let's see what's here then. Look like we can get through. There was a whole ritual for getting through here. Oh, or there's just a gap in the fence. Okay. It's that populated little Hooverville. Let's get off our bikes so we can properly interact with everyone. Every time we get an effect, it completely disrupts the list, and therefore my muscle memory. You just turn to me and play a little tinkling sound effect, and somehow it comes across as friendly. You've got a slightly different sound. This place has the air of like, yeah, it ain't much, but we get by. Like, there's a sort of humble peace to it. Do you play a different sound? I wonder if any of these can be opened or actually entered, like the igloos. It's not exactly uniform, but it's like close enough. And it goes on quite a ways. I wonder if it loops. At this point, I think it probably must, right? Okay, now we can... Oh, wait. That one is enterable. And look at those strange plants beyond. And the ground here is more mud than dirt. It's a very gradual transition to the point where I didn't even fully notice it at first, but the coloration not only changes the mood, it changes the biome. I'm gonna grab the lamp, but I don't think it's gonna have any effect here. Nope, it's not that kind of place. The buildings are watching me pass. Almost like the shacks themselves are the citizens of this place. And that leads us back to this place. Wait, can we leave the same way? No, we can't. It's like there's some unseen connection behind there, a doorway, that when we turn around, we'll never find our way back to. Oh, here's where we put that eye palm to use. And I guess immediately get back in there. It was you, was it not? Oh, it is a whole pain. There's more I want to see there. Oh, we can interact with you on a bike. Okay, that makes this easier. And you loop fairly quickly. I don't know why, but you guys remind me of bears standing on their hind legs. Oh! Hi! Look at this, we still have our bike in here. This is another connection to that Game Boy world. Alright, well, we can get out through here. Oh, now we need the speed. We've got this exciting music. Running down a linear path. Lava in our way. Yeah, we've seen all of this. I think that was something. This time let's explore this a little more, because in the past we've always kind of gone straight to where we kind of needed to be, which was insane. That never happens in this game. But there is a lot here. Actually, I'm not even sure where we entered from the first time. Would it have been down here somewhere? Oh, this bike is such a godsend, you have no idea. There's something? This might be where we landed one of the first times we arrived. These rocks don't seem dense, but they do block our way. Alright, forget this. I guess we try this since I can't find anything else. What is this? Wait, have I seen this? If I have, I do not remember it. There's way down there. Is that something I want? I don't know if I'm finding something new or if I'm just off course, retreading old ground. We talk to you. Do you still give us random numbers? You do. But if we come down here... Okay, no, I'm pretty sure this is all new. You're new too. What are you doing in the middle of these pillars? Wait, whoa, you gave us an effect. Squish, squish. What does squish, squish do? I mean, in here isn't the best place to do this. Really? Hang on, let's put this to the test. There's nothing else for us to see here, right? Let's wake up. I could use a save. We've got 2 new effects. Dear Diary. What the heck? In we go. Let's do some testing. Okay, so we appear outwardly normal at first, but then... we're just completely flubberized. I think the fact that this game is like 60% cute, 40% creepy, actually is a nice chemistry mixture that makes it occupy a really weird and honestly a really compelling place with its tone. Alright, you guys said sit at the desk, equip the bike. Where is it now? And leave the chair. Oh my god! Look at... We're bouncing off the walls! Wait, if we go back in, that will remove the effect. But you also said that there's something else we can do to make this even crazier. So what you said was, get in the chair, equip the bike. Now, enable move while seated. There we are. We're actually a little faster in the chair now as a result, or at least that's what it feels like. Come over to here, and then drop the egg this way. That actually looks like its own thing. Pick it up. We got bicycle. Equip the bike again. Oh my god. Never mind. Putting it back cause we never left it. We are absolutely zooming. Zooming like a cat at 3 a.m. This is going to aid us immensely. I'm guessing that there's like somewhere where a value doesn't get canceled out when it should be, and you can just stack them. How you people figure this stuff out is beyond me. But I guess with 20 years and so much interest, anything is possible. Okay, we need to go... I think we need to go back to the barracks again. I might just have to take my chances in the dark. There we are. If this were a modern game, that would be an achievement. Just feel your way to this place. Doop, 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 doop. Of course, being so fast does present some difficulties. I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do, but if we do this... I think using the bicycle exploit by itself is a happy middle ground, because before I was kind of too fast. Alright, yes, you're what I'm looking for. Maps being extremely helpful right now for narrowing things down. This is stuff I would never find in a million years. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Look at this. We went downstairs to arrive at the top of the stairs. As if these went underwater. We actually saw this from a distance before. Oh, look at you, sea serpent. This is a place that's always struck me as like a kind of afterlife. Like it's a place where we can walk and be at ease endlessly, but it's still got that lonely feeling, like it's got the feeling of an epilogue. It's also quite expansive. Wow. Look at you. It's like each component of what we're seeing here looks like it would be the appendage of some larger creature below the water, but seeing you next to each other like that, it seems like you're just weirdly balanced, bobbing on the surface. But your eyes are looking upward and to the right. Unless those are meant to be like suckers on tentacles. I mean, they allow bikes on piers, right? And boardwalks? Certain people make it an entire lifestyle. You're there. One of you, like from the village. That must be why I got confused. It's always interesting when you see certain beings that appear in more than one world. Gives the sense that they're really more a part of us than the worlds they come from, but isn't all of it part of us? I mean, we're the one that dreamed it. Hey, what are you? Fatten. We've got a new effect. I'm not gonna mess with that right now because I'm worried about losing the speed, and we've got a long journey ahead of us. We'll probably cut down like 15 minutes right here alone. Now, what about you, other guy? Do you take us somewhere? I mean, speaking to you has always taken us someplace. Right back home. You're like the opposite of the fisherman, where the fisherman, when we find him in this crazy, bright place that seems so dangerous and hostile, he takes us back to the safety of the docks. But when we talk to you, you bring us back home. For some reason, I actually kind of get the impression of these things as being somehow in tune or related to the afterlife, given their presence on the docks. If we change effects, it does indeed remove our abilities, but look, this was exactly what I thought it would be. Is that supposed to be our stomach rumbling? Well, that's certainly a thing. I can't imagine what we would use it for, but we are going to use this because we have to head back to the Hall of Doors, which was IPOM. One would think it wouldn't be that useful because all it does is take us back here, which is one step from the room, but, you know, those seconds are vital when you get down to just wanting to collect everything. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't have some of these advantages while playing, because it's not the kind of thing you're supposed to make the maximum efficiency out of. I'm glad we went through this the way we did. But anyway, I think what we need is this door here. I never really... If this is the one I think it is, yeah. I never really paid too much attention to this one. I mean, I noticed that my attention was much more drawn to places with a more detailed background or more things to look at and interact with. These ones that are sort of just colors on void, that focus mainly on the backgrounds, I was always just kind of looking for what the connections were. But that means that they're the areas I've most neglected. Apparently there's something here that we can use. These things here, we've seen these balls in like a number of the worlds. Sometimes more densely clustered, sometimes in much more chaotic and hectic spaces. Here, they feel more like fireworks. There's this, and oh, you're something new. Go on here, let me catch you. Let me catch you. Let me catch you. I don't want to end up going through this door by mistake. Get cat. Okay, what does cat do for us? Keep it right here next to my severed head. That is so cute. We wear our little cat ears and tail, although it looks less like a headband and more like it's physically part of us. I think it's a dream. We can do anything, right? Oh my god, that is adorable. Oh, and look, you hold your little thing. You're like those... You're like those good luck charms. I think we do have them all, but there's things I still want to see. I know there's still, like, things out there to find, and we are gonna wrap up the series in this part, but let me just tell you right now, I am not at all averse to coming back and trying new things in the future. What I will say is this, and I couldn't let this slide. I was scrolling through the list to make sure that I got everything, and there's an effect we never tried the special ability of, and it would have made a big difference. Well, no, it wouldn't, but it would have been funny. We choose the midget effect. For some reason, that means that we can spawn mini-me's. Or I guess same as me's. Look at this, we can form our own little squad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Little guys. Oh, we are ready to take on the world. Hang on, we are showing up to the party in style, we are. Move over, everybody. The VIPs have arrived. You can have so much fun with this. Like, I mean, I've roleplayed it from the perspective of a dreamer. But imagine you roleplay yourself as a participant in this world, as part of the dream. Oh, there's so many ways you can just prank the world. There is simultaneously nothing to go on in this game, and everything in the world. That's what's so great about it. Much like a dream, it is every bit as deep and complex or as simple as you make it. And that may seem like I'm leaving a lot on the player, but it's very weird that this game occupies a state where the world reflects that as well. Look at that little synchronized march they do. And actually, now that I look a little more, there may still be one effect we don't have. So I'm gonna go have a look for that. This one's gonna be from here. Yes, you again. And I guess we'll just ride around until we find something we've not seen. Going into the dark is usually a good way to do that. Aimlessly seems like a good way, because it's hard to do things in a grid pattern when you don't see any landmarks. And we're back to the door. There is a sewer entrance here. Kind of like at the mall. Wait, let's try it? I think I've done this one. Oh no, this is the sewers. Oh, it helps so much more to have the bike here. This place still creeps me out. You actually look like the guys in the village now that I think about it. I thought of you as like the tentacle of some creature. Oh wait, there's somebody I want to pay a visit to. That's the thing, revisiting worlds has a huge impact with the benefit of hindsight, because once you start seeing creatures in different contexts, it makes you reevaluate the context of the first time you saw them. For example, yes, you look sort of like a slightly different version of the guy we saw on the train. And the things in here look like something that might come from the sketch world. Wait. Can a legion of little guys still get through a small space? There we go. Look, they jump up and do a little spin in the air as if to introduce themselves. I imagine they have like a whole villain intro when the hero gets into an encounter with them. That is crazy attention to detail. They actually do not fit. Let me just ride on down your throat. Here we are. Hey, it's you. If they're aware of the time that passes between these dreams, then that's really funny because they just see me showing up in greater and greater style every time. Hey, you. You know, I've always felt like we are besties with this one. I don't know, it just seems so similar. Here you are again. Hey, since we're besties, did you know that I can turn into a cat now? I figured you'd want to know. Yeah. I haven't seen you before. What are you? Oh my god, you're one of these things. Wow, I actually just phased right through you. Blonde. What is it with you guys? These weird mouth-looking things. that all affect my hair. The poo hair, the long hair, the blonde hair. Look at that, we're gorgeous. Although hair doesn't really change our abilities much. Look at that, we can even see it, like, fluttering in the breeze. I don't know what it is. I felt the same way about Undertale, too. There's just something extremely funny to me about a character actively participating in these wild, crazy things, all with a completely neutral, blank expression. But yeah, we got the answer to our question. It is 25 total effects, but like 24, if we don't count the tutorial. Which is fine, because we can't drop the tutorial egg on the ground, which is a brand new sentence. Okay, we can go through here to get to the mall. Here we are. Oh. Hey, lady. Did you know that I'm a kitty now? No, I'm serious, I'm totally a kitty now. Did you just pick up the pace and run away from me? That was actually a reaction. Huh. Can we try that on others? What about you? You don't seem to care. But the other one does. Okay, I've been trying for a while to get back at these stairs. That's the one thing that's really sticking me, are those things that only have a random chance to occur. And some of the things I've tried to do are actually really quite rare. Now, according to what I looked at, we can't do one of the things I wanted to do right now. But it should still be possible to do another. Let's make our way through the archives. We need to go to space. Hey, bud. I remember the misadventure we had last time. Don't mind me strolling in here with a storm. I know you're not used to atmospheric effects. Okay, there's a number of events that I'm trying to get to happen right now, and I'm just not able to do them. The problem is, when it comes to these things where there's just like a random chance to have them happen, it becomes crazy on the record time to actual content ratio. So here's what I'm going to do. Within the space of this one dream, normally there would be no way out, but we can use the eye palm to go here. We are going to finally make this happen. So we can cast down the eye palm using 5, and we are going to finally see what each of these things looks like as an egg. Let's place them down one at a time. I don't know why I feel compelled to do them in a circle like this, like in a pattern. Causing it to snow here. Huh, I may not have ever actually noticed that you do that. I mean, I may have only used you in the world where we found you. Knife. We can set aside violence for now, can't we? Fatten. Midget. Even the egg is smaller, that's hilarious. The flute? There you are. A plain white egg. I wonder how difficult it was to decide who would get that one, huh? There we go. Oh, there's a space right here. Faceless ghost. Wait. What we really need is severed head here. And these are solid, so we want to make sure we don't end up trapped. Towel. Alright, now where do we go from here? Let's start working on the outside, I guess. This is going to be so out of whack. Cat? I really like you. Now, from what I understand, what that actually does is it makes most NPCs speed up or move towards you. So that could be... that could be like an alternative to killing things. Something that's interesting about the overall vibe of this game is that I've never really been able to get a good read on whether it's more cynical or more idealistic. Like, how does it feel about the way it's portraying our life? Like I said, it's kind of in the eye of the beholder whether we feel that it's a sad one or a rich one. But I guess we'll just start dropping these eggs wherever. Lamp. Of course, it's a glowing, lighty up one. Bicycle. You'll be missed most of all. Long hair. Poo hair. So those are the same thing. Blonde. Spirit headband. Witch. Oh, a cracked one. Oni. Let's start placing you on the opposite end. Squish, squish. And finally, traffic light. Even now, with all of these things on the ground here, nothing's happening. But that's alright, because I believe the only thing I still need to do now that I've gathered all these effects, traversed all these worlds, and brought back what they had to offer, all I need to do is wake up. Oh right, no, I have to pinch myself. Silly me. Everything's the same. Can I go outside? No, I still won't. Oh no. Really? Well, I guess we have our answer. What if I just go back to sleep? I could always do that. Now the question is, do I get my effects back? Nope. That's actually probably the only thing that remains persistent, right? Everything... Oh, everything arranges itself. Okay, well I guess everything is laid out for me. Are you sure we can't take the witch effect with us? So, were I playing this normally and not for a Let's Play where I'm trying to see as much as possible, I would take this as the best ending is to just keep playing like we've been doing. But we've got to do what we got to do. It's the only clear thing we've seen. The bloodstain that we've been seeing throughout the game. And there are actually credits to this, who'd have thought? You have to go so far out of your way to even make this happen. The game doesn't guide you here at all. And that's what I'm thinking, is that it's an ending, but it's only an ending because you make it one. It doesn't seem to provide any closure or answers. All it is you deciding that it's time to stop. But there's no reason to do so. And right back to menu. So of course after that I had to go on the wiki and see what people have been saying about that. And it seems like one of the more common interpretations, and there's a lot of ways people have kind of gathered information on this by interpreting the ending itself, that there was a comic at one point that is officially licensed but not made by the creator, so even that leaves a lot of things up in the air. But a lot of people's interpretation, given how little sense it makes that that staircase appeared on the balcony, and especially the presence of what they call jellyfish at the end, like we saw in the forest path, is that even the waking world may have been another layer to the dreams, or at least representing us overcoming something, of waking up from our need to escape. Or another interpretation is that it did literally happen, and that maybe these things are more real than we think, that they were coming to collect. I really love this game and its interpretation of dream logic. The way it itself is so open to interpretation. I mean, it really tells us very little, and so it's kind of crazy how much, like, skimming through the wiki in these last episode or two, it's crazy how close my interpretations were to some of the communities, and how wildly off some of them were. It's a game that somehow never gets any more complex than the very moment you started playing. It's really cool. The only thing that changes is your effects and how you want to try and apply them in the world. But they apply often enough that they're worth looking for, but not so often that they feel like keys. Most things don't require effects to access. There's only a handful of things that are actually meaningfully affected by them in terms of accessing new stuff. And I think that's deliberate. I think it doesn't want us concerning ourselves with progression. It just wants us to come in with a curious mind. I'm so glad that I finally got the chance to play it thanks to you guys, and like I said, I'm not at all opposed to coming back and looking for more secrets at some point. But until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. And let's do this the right way. There we go. This is like my new favorite thing in the game. Alright, I'm probably just gonna mess with this for a few hours or days. Goodbye.